We are just hours removed from SummerSlam, and the shock has still not worn off as Jimmy Uso not only survived the Tribal Gauntlet, he conquered the Tribal Gauntlet, and in the end became our new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He got past a handicap match, a match in a fight pit, a last man standing match, and then ultimately an Iron Man match inside Hell in a Cell against Roman Reigns. He is our new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and he's out here to kick off Raw, but looks like the celebration cut short as Jacob Fatu coming out to ruin the party. It looks like he wants Jimmy in the ring tonight, and the champ looks happy to oblige. Up next, we've got the first of what will be a series of matches that will take place over the next few WWE shows between Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Braun Strowman. Tonight here on Raw, it'll be Sheamus and Orton one-on-one. But that will all lead us to next week on Smackdown, where those three individuals will meet in a triple threat match to determine the number one contender for the WWE United States Championship. And the winner will go on to Fall Brawl to challenge Bobby Lashley. None of these three guys have held the United States Championship in our universe. Sheamus, a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Orton, a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, as well as Intercontinental Champion. And Braun Strowman, one-time WWE Tag Team Champion. So we'll see these guys meet in singles action here on Raw tonight, later in the week on SmackDown, and then next week on Raw. And then it will all go down next week on SmackDown. Sheamus. Blocked there from Orton, and he hits an RKO. Slithers over for the cover. Only gets a 2 there. Oh, we know what this means. Vintage Randy Orton. That may have done just as much damage to himself as he did to Sheamus. Is able to drape his arm over and get the 1-2-3. Randy Orton victorious here. He will still meet Braun Strowman one-on-one, and then Sheamus and Strowman will meet one-on-one as well. Up next, we got Io Sky meeting one-on-one with our WWE Women's Champion, Liv Morgan, who gets attacked from behind by Ivy Nile. Referee trying to get Ivy off of Liv. I think it's safe to say we will not be seeing Io versus Liv here tonight. We've seen this over the last couple of months from Team Angle, since Chad Gable, since the Creeds, since Ivy Nile have essentially come under the coaching of Kurt Angle as a part of the new Team Angle. We have seen a much more aggressive attitude, a much more aggressive approach from all of those individuals. Still no championship success. But we know the history, the pedigree, the resume of the former Olympic gold medalist. You got to think it's only a matter of time before Team Angle starts collecting some gold, and maybe Ivy Nile that gets it started for Team Angle. Out here next on Raw is the new WWE Intercontinental Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins. Rollins, who defeated Braun Breaker at SummerSlam to become the new champ. Title he has not held in the open mic universe. We know he's got aspirations for world championships. But nothing wrong with collecting some belts along the way. Rollins here with something special. He is offering here tonight an Intercontinental Championship Open Challenge to anyone in the back who would love to step up and get a shot at that Intercontinental title. Who is it going to be that steps up here? Rollins waiting in the ring. Oh, God. Here comes Braun Breaker. Apparently, Nathan Frazier planning on accepting that open challenge, but the badass not letting anyone get ahead of him as he looks to try to get back his Intercontinental title. Reports coming out of SummerSlam were after he fell in defeat to Seth Freakin Rollins. There was some locker room damage as well as other property damage backstage in Cleveland. Not that we can say that we're surprised. I mean, Breaker with a very short fuse and not really somebody that has shown that he's got a lot of patience. Goes for the cover. Only gets a 1. Now Rollins taking Breaker to the corner. You got to think what a great opportunity this would have been for Nathan Frazier. Definitely the biggest moment he's had in our universe, or could have had in our universe. Rollins with a curb stomp. Hooks the leg. And that's going to do it. Seth Freakin Rollins with his open challenge in his first defense as Intercontinental Champion is a successful one as he defeats the badass and former champ Braun Breaker. It is time for our main event. Our new WWE World Heavyweight Champion Jimmy Uso, after the hell that he went through at SummerSlam, not slowing down. He's going to meet Jacob Fatu, a man that he beat at SummerSlam in the Last Man Standing match. also mentioned, too, the huge development at the end of that main event as Jimmy is celebrating with the world title. We saw Roman Reigns get up off the mat. And then the lights went out. And when the lights came back up, we saw The Rock in the ring. And he choke slammed the former champion, the head of the table, the tribal chief. As we went off the air, we don't know what Rock was doing there. We don't know why Rock would attack his cousin that way. Jacob going outside of the ring. He's going to grab a chair. You had to know that the bloodline wasn't just going to let what happened at SummerSlam go, and The Rock out here to save Jimmy. And now I guess the question is, why has The Rock made bloodline business his business? It's Tuesday. You know what that means. Nah, that's not us. Look, I know you can't see my face, but I promise you, I'm not doing this commentary under a mask. Kicking off Nitro this week, we're going to have Carlito and Ilya Dragunov, and Dragunov not waiting for this one to get started as he comes down with an attack on Carlito. If you've missed the last month of our universe, or SummerSlam more specifically, Carlito now partnered up with the new WCW Cruiserweight champion Santos Escobar. They are the new Legado del Fantasma. Carlito, over the past month, has not only inserted himself in Cruiserweight business, more specifically, he has inserted himself in Ilya Dragunov business. A note here on this one, Santos Escobar has been barred from ringside. Now, we saw at SummerSlam Carlito costing Dragunov the Cruiserweight title. And the Mad Dragon, as you can tell by his actions, not happy about that. He will get a rematch against Santos next week, but this week it's all about some revenge on Carlito as Dragunov delivers clothesline in the corner. We have not seen one stitch of offense out of Carlito, and he would probably tell you that's not cool. Dragunov going for the cover. That may do it. And it does. While this victory will not put the Cruiserweight title back around Ilya Dragunov's waist, he does get a little revenge here on Nitro. Up next, we're going to see Baron Corbin taking on Otis. You don't see bum-ass Corbin too often. But surprisingly, he was drafted much higher than he should have been in our last draft. Shout out to our guest WCW General Manager Terrence for making that selection. Corbin starting out in the driver's seat against the former WCW television champion. Otis, as always, accompanied to the ring here by the lovely Maxine Dupree. Now Otis turning the tables on Corbin. No, Otis wants to get back to that championship level that he had as television champion. Goes for the cover here. Only gets a 2 count as Corbin able to get his shoulder up. Now Otis, flying headbutt off the top rope. Big slam, and Otis with the cover here. Otis picking up a win. As he defeats Corbin and starts his journey back to potentially going back after that WCW television title. We've got tag team action next. Pretty Deadly. They are not going to be in a great spot here on Nitro as they will meet the OC. The most decorated tag team in the WCW portion of our universe. Pretty Deadly, though. They are former one-time WWE Tag Team Champions. As much of a fluke as that was, they are in the record books. Carl Anderson not wasting any time with the quick cover. The OC kind of dealing with a new influx of tag teams here in WCW, not wanting to be lost in the shuffle. SummerSlam did see us crown new WCW Tag Team Champions, as the New Day became now 2-time WCW Tag Champs as they defeated the Motor City Machine Guns. But obviously the Machine Guns now in WCW, Pretty Deadly, coming over in the last draft. The Street Profits. The tag division's really strong right now in WCW. The OC, though, letting everybody know not to forget about them as they defeat Pretty Deadly here on Nitro. The Queen. Going to be in action here against Jade Cargill. We talked about it a few weeks back. Jade, new to WCW, came over in the draft. And really trying to make an impact here. Try to find a way to win her first championship. She had some big moments in her time in WWE. But when a championship has been up for grabs, she has not been able to get the job done. Hoping that that changes here now that she's in WCW. Again, another 2 count. And Jade with a little taunt there. I think that Charlotte's getting a little bit frustrated. She hasn't been able to really get much done here, but may have just caught Jade off guard. Let's see, goes for the cover. And Charlotte's going to get the win. The former multiple-time WCW Women's Champion. Looks like she may not be done, and she's not. You know that she's got to be frustrated with all these new ladies coming into WCW as she gets in a little extra work on Jade after her victory here. Now it's time for our main event. We are going to see main event Jey Uso taking on Dirty Dom. And SummerSlam for the LWO was both good and bad. On the bad side, the leader of the LWO, Despicable Rey Mysterio, unable to win back his WCW World Heavyweight title. Cody Rhodes with a successful defense at SummerSlam. But Raquel, what's going on here? Looks like Ray's going to come out and join his dirtbag son at ringside. Raquel, though, the WCW Women's Champion, successfully defending her WCW Women's title against Bianca Belair. Bianca, who cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase at SummerSlam, but made a grave error in probably announcing it ahead of time. And the ref distracted because Ray pulled off that turnbuckle pad. That may have cost his son there. But Bianca, who announced her cash-in ahead of time, probably in the end, in hindsight being 2020, not the best move, as Raquel was not caught off guard and the element of surprise was not there. But Raquel still WCW Women's Champion. But right now she is the only title holder in the LWO. Spear there from Jay. Jay hooks the leg. And main event, Jey Uso in our main event of Nitro, victorious as he remains undefeated since coming over to WCW, but you gotta think this loss probably not going to sit too well with the LWO. Welcome to WCW Thunder. I'm being told that we've got a camera in the back. Oh man, LA Knight and AJ Styles. The bad blood between these two continues. We've seen over the last few weeks, these two guys do not like each other. And a lot of that really spurred on by LA Knight getting involved in a match that AJ was in. Didn't involve AJ, but did cause AJ to lose the match by disqualification. We saw back at SummerSlam, these two in a triple threat match against Drew McIntyre for the WCW United States title. And they almost seemed more preoccupied and concerned with each other than they did Drew or even winning the match. It appears this bad blood is going to continue to flow. Both men down now. It appears LA Knight has seen enough. Man. All right, up next we have got Tegan Knox. She will be taking on Sonya Deville. Sonya, a former Miss Money in the Bank, as well as former one-time WCW Women's Champion. And actually in our universe, the only woman who has successfully cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase. She cashed in on Charlotte in year one on the Thunder leading into Survivor Series. But our year two Miss Money in the Bank, Cora Jade, unsuccessfully able to cash in her briefcase. And we saw at SummerSlam in the pre-announced cash-in, Bianca Belair unsuccessful in her attempt as well. Sonya with that strong submission game, really trying to get that into the match here. But Tegan able to power out of it. Tegan with the cover. But Sonya reaching out for that bottom rope, but I don't think the referee saw it. He didn't. So Tegan Nox will pick up the win. Looks to extend her hand to Sonya, but Sonya says no. Sonya Deville not happy. And that's not Tegan's fault. That's more of an issue with the referee, but no sportsmanship from Sonya Deville here.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Up next, we're going to see Ridge Holland. He's accompanied by his tag team partner, JD McDonough. Ridge will be taking on Oba Femi. Oba, who came over to WCW after our last draft. Still trying to find his way here in WCW, trying to find his footing. He joined the universe in year 2 and had a pretty impressive run on the WWE side. He did hold the WWE United States Championship for a time. Now that he's in WCW, it's a new terrain, new waters to navigate. He's still trying to find his place here. And of course, Ridge and JD also kind of doing the same. Not that they're new to WCW, they've been here, but you guys don't know the story, the reason they're paired up and their team name, the Leftovers. Both of their tag team partners drafted over to WWE. They were left behind. And so out of their reality of abandonment, Ridge and JD have found each other. And they are intent on trying to dominate the WCW tag team division. But they're a new team, so they're still trying to figure it out. They are both former tag champs with their former respective partners. Ridge, a former one-time WWE tag champ with Sheamus. And JD, a former one-time WCW tag team champion with Finn Balor. Ridge hooking the leg. And that is going to do it. Ridge Holland, your winner, thanks to a little help with the distraction from JD McDonough. Next up on Thunder, we've got Dragon Lee. He's going to meet somebody that he's got some history with. The King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. Lee, at one time a former WCW television champion. He held that title for 11 consecutive months. He would meet Shinsuke at WrestleMania 2, where Nakamura would defeat him and take that title from him. Nakamura starting off in control here. This rivalry, this feud got pretty nasty heading into WrestleMania. Now here we are months later, both guys still looking to see where they're going to go next. You got to think if you're Nakamura, you got to have your eye on the new WCW World Champion Cody Rhodes. Dragon lead as he turned his attention back to the television title division. Potentially the Cruiserweight division. Got a new Cruiserweight champion in Santos Escobar. Or does he maybe go the route of one of the oldest stories that we have, David versus Goliath? Does he set his sights on our WCW United States champion, the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre? McIntyre, who definitely benefited from the growing anger between AJ and LA Knight. As he successfully walks out of SummerSlam, still your United States champion. Shinsuke picking up another win, and he is on a little bit of a winning streak. We'll see where that takes Nakamura from here. We've got our new WCW Tag Team Champions, the New Day, coming out here to close out Thunder this week. They were successful just a few days back at SummerSlam as they defeated the Motor City Machine Guns. They're coming out here on Thunder with an offer, a challenge, a proposition. They want to run it back for a third time. The first time, while it was a double countout, you got to give that one to the Machine Guns as they were able to retain. Second time, New Day wins the titles. Now the third time, they want to do it in maybe the most iconic tag team stipulation match there is. Tables, ladders, and chairs. We'll see if the Motor City Machine Guns accept this offer. And it looks like Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley do indeed accept the challenge. So at Fall Brawl for the WCW Tag Team titles, the New Day versus the Motor City Machine Guns in a TLC match. Welcome to Smackdown. We have got a big night for you tonight. We're going to hear from The Rock. Maybe we'll find out why he attacked his cousin, Roman Reigns, at SummerSlam. And also why he showed up and saved Jimmy Uso on Raw from that vicious chair attack at the hands of Jacob Fatu. But we're going to kick things off here with Logan Paul. Paul has been very vocal as of late online, wondering why he is not involved in higher profile matches, why he's not contending for championships, and even why he's not even appearing on the WWE TV shows. Well, he does have a match here this week against Cameron Grimes. Not really sure that was what Paul was looking for, but he is here to kick off SmackDown. We've seen quite a bit out of Paul since making his return at WrestleMania 2. He did win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Up and over the top as he takes out Grimes out on the floor. Oh, looks like he's teeing up for, yes, the buckshot lariat. Frog splash off the top rope, hooks the leg. Logan Paul is your winner. CM Punk hitting the ring. I guess the rumors are true. He has signed with WWE. Hey, Logan, would this be high profile enough for you?
The following is a tag team match set for one fall.
Next, we got tag team action. Imperium.
At 40 pounds, Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser.
They will be taking on DIY.
At a combined
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Imperium was supposed to have a match at SummerSlam. It was supposed to be a six-man tag match with them and Gunther, the entire team of Imperium, taking on Gallus. And this whole thing started last month in the WWE Tag Team Tournament. We saw Gallus defeat Imperium in round one. That didn't sit too well with Kaiser and Vinci. And they would come out and attack Mark Coffey and Wolfgang prior to their match against Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, which in the end, that attack did cost Gallus. Then we saw Joe Coffey attack Gunther backstage before a match. And those two would meet one-on-one on the final Smackdown heading into SummerSlam. Gunther would take Joe Coffey out of action by injuring his knee, which is why that match at SummerSlam did not take place. I get the feeling, though, that that is not going to be the end of this story between Imperium and Gallus. Gargano in to make the save. Still no update on Joe Coffey. We're hoping maybe in the next week or two to hear something on his health status. Imperium with the win. And here comes Gallus. Mark Coffey and Wolfgang putting the boots to Kaiser and Vinci. Their leader taken out by Gunther. And they get a little bit of payback here on SmackDown. Next, we're going to see Shayna Baszler, former WWE Women's Champion. She takes on Asuka, last year's Women's Royal Rumble winner. And this one is underway. This should be a great match. Baszler with a lot of MMA flair to her style. And Asuka with a hard-hitting style of her own. Baszler, who won the China Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 2. Rode the wave of that victory into a title shot where she would defeat Bayley and become the WWE Women's Champion. Asuka took her Royal Rumble win into WrestleMania. She chose to go after the WCW Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. Did not go well for Asuka in that one. Now she's trying to climb the mountain again. Asuka almost going across the ring. Goes for the cover. But somehow Baszler able to kick out at 2. Now Asuka looking, and she does. Shayna has no choice but to tap. As Asuka with a big win. She defeats Shayna Baszler. Next up, we've got another match in our number 1 contender series. Next week on Smackdown, we will have a triple threat between Braun Strowman, Sheamus, and Randy Orton. The winner will move on to Fall Brawl and get a shot at Bobby Lashley and the WWE United States Championship. So in the lead up to that triple threat, we will see each of these men meet one-on-one against each other. On Raw, we saw Randy Orton defeat Sheamus. Next week on Raw, it will be Orton and Braun Strowman. Braun dropping that huge elbow down on Sheamus. Sheamus again attempting a Celtic cross. But Strowman able to get out of it again. With the pure power from the monster. Goes for the cover. Only gets it 2. Sends Sheamus up and over the top rope. Now Strowman playing to the crowd here. Sheamus fighting back. Now Strowman doing the same. Strowman gets in at the count of 8. I don't know that Sheamus is going to beat the ref's count here. And he is not. So via countout, Braun Strowman, your winner. Coming up next week on Raw, he will meet Randy Orton one-on-one. And then next week, right here on SmackDown, Strowman, Sheamus, and Orton in a number 1 contenders match for the WWE United States Championship. And now here comes The Rock. Over the last week, The Rock has been the talk of the open mic universe. It all started when he showed up as SummerSlam was going off the air, and he chokeslammed his own cousin, Roman Reigns. Then he would follow that up on Raw, where he would come out and save Jimmy Uso, our new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, from a vicious chair attack at the hands of Jacob Fatu. The Rock's reasoning for all this is he is sick and tired of what Roman Reigns has done with the bloodline and the division that it has caused within their family. So with Fall Brawl just a few short weeks away, he's got a challenge for Roman Reigns and the entire bloodline. Roman and any other member of the bloodline in a tag team match against himself and Jimmy Uso. We have not heard from Reigns since SummerSlam. You gotta wonder what's going on in Reigns' head. Not only from the attack by The Rock, but also this challenge for Fall Brawl. The Rock says, "Your move, Tribal Chief."